Brad and I fucked up.
Hello, welcome to the HQ podcast.
Hello.
Number 4.
Week 4.
My name is Harry.
My name is Cameron.
Hey, I didn't do that the first time. I just introduced you.
It was the Cameron only podcast.
We also need nameplates.
We do.
Next week.
Custom nameplates.
Yeah. Get
Name
everyone's.
tags.
'Cause
Hello, my name is Cameron.
If you join, no one will know.
Not a clue.
No one will know.
White guy with black hair and beard 1. White guy with black hair and kind of orange beard. Anyway, welcome. How's your week been,
I
Harrison?
thought you said I had an orange beard.
No,
I
it's
was
me.
A week. It's been tiring, and I've made it through it.
You've made it through it.
Yeah.
It's all that counts.
Yeah.
Mine was my first week back at work since I moved.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been so tired in my life. Yeah, this is a good way to start my weekend of still doing work, so I probably won't sleep very well.
Because after you finish work, you come back to a half house.
A half house, and I know I've got a list of things to do. Yesterday was the accumulative plastics and cardboards from IKEA and other furniture. You know those big bags a couch comes in?
Yeah.
I had 3 of them full of plastic and styrofoam. So my partner's dad rocked up with a trailer. We managed to get all of it in, but I was exhausted
Tip
after
run?
it. Yeah, he did it by himself because he's a, old boy and he loves, tip runs for me and me alone. He's not us young boys who love the
Love me a tip run.
therapy of a tip run.
Leave that up for that to stay there.
I got to get in my roof tonight.
But yes, this is an emergency podcast because the schedule would not work for Sunday morning.
It would have worked. It just would
Just
have
for
been
you.
very different.
It would have just been Cam.
Just being Cameron, I could have carried.
But yeah, we'll be better organized in the future.
Yep.
I've got something on tomorrow.
Yep.
That won't be a forever thing.
No.
It's just a one-time.
We'll get down. We'll have a schedule set for a whole month of who's going to be who.
Exactly.
Just a bit wild in the first couple of weeks. It's been working.
I think it's the hardest bit is starting.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get going, it's fun.
Going.
Yeah. This is it. We've done it.
We've done it.
We've made it.
We are successful YouTubers. Watch out for our
Yeah.
mrbeast collab in a week and a half.
Oh God.
Speaking of mrbeast, I saw a very funny thing this morning. A crypto scam had deep faked him talking about giving away Ethereum. So I feel like he's going to sue the shit out of him. It's going to be very exciting. I just saw that this morning. What a
the
weird
money.
tangent.
So
yeah.
it got pretty popular, that scam?
No, it was like 30 likes, but Justin Wang retweeted it, and he retweets everything. But yeah, it was just this guy walking around a room that was clearly deep faked mrbeast saying, if you like this, I'm going to give out 80,000 Ethereum. And it was clearly not mrbeast's
Did it
voice.
sound like him?
No, it was an impersonator. But the deep fake, you know how in deep fakes the eyes can glitch
Yeah.
and like the eyelids roll inwards? It just kept doing that. They didn't even try. But still, the comments were like, oh, mrbeast, I love you, please.
Did you ever see the Chinese Elon Musk guy?
Yeah, that was so
Was
weird.
that deep fake or was he actually?
I got no idea. It was probably deep fake.
I
It was
hope
just
it
so
was real, though.
weird.
'Cause
Yeah.
It's the way his eyes would just stare in different directions.
Yeah.
Maybe he's camera shy.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the deep fake, a really good deep fake. I
The
just
eye
found it
snapping's
so
just not
funny.
turned on.
Yeah. He just wouldn't look in the same place. It's
So
like,
weird.
I just found that so funny.
Deep fakes scare me, but I think they're funny too.
Yeah. Just how just his English was so funny. Yeah, I love that guy.
Love it.
I noticed Brad last week. He caught himself when he went to Segway on his Segway about a Segway.
Yep.
So I look forward to.
I like the
yeah.
massive interconnected stories that clearly would irritate anyone listening to it. I don't know where this segue started. Schedule?
Schedule. All right, schedule.
We'll ground it.
Schedule. Cheeky sketch. We'll minimize that. And this is the schedule. So we've currently got Saturday emergency podcast. And then we'll probably rebroadcast this Sunday for the sake of people waking up expecting to see this.
Yes, all our loyal podcast fans.
And they won't notice till 10 minutes in that this is a rebroadcast because I was meant to say that at the start.
Yes, this is a rebroadcast.
And then, yep, so Sunday will be the rebroadcast. Next week, back to regular podcast. Adam will be streaming Monday.
Yep.
Mitch streaming today and Sunday and Monday because he's doing every day of September.
He has. I've noticed
He did The Witcher yesterday.
Yesterday, the night before even.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yep.
His first gaming experience. think it went pretty well.
Nice.
It went pretty well. Yeah, Mitch. Maybe these will be his traditional music streams.
Yeah.
And everything else will just be games. But Tuesday we got Brad and Harry doing Turbo Tuesday for Dota.
Mm-hmm.
There's a massive new Dota update, new pass,
Mm-hmm.
new cavern crawl.
I saw you last night experiencing a little bit of it.
I love it. I love it. I just like progression.
Progression.
So if you don't know what a cavern crawl is,
You're battle pass kind of guy.
not usually, but for Dota,
You are?
yeah,
Interesting.
it's just progression.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a little bit of progression. I was like, yeah, I'll play it.
Yum, yum, yum.
I'm very keen. But yeah, you start in the center of this little map.
Yeah.
There's the little circles, and then the circles have the rewards, and the links between each circle. There's a character, and to break that connection and get to the next circle, you have to play as that character and win.
That's pretty cool.
And so it just keeps branching and branching and branching until you've got all these characters that you've never played before, and you're like, ugh.
That's a much better idea than just kill 60 people. I'll give you 10% of the currency you need to buy a dog tag. Fuck you, Halo Infinite.
I never played that.
Oh, story was incredible. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get into the competitive. And it was just horse shit.
How you feeling about this?
Depending on how this afternoon goes, if I can get my internet going, we might be able to do this.
Okay, then maybe I'll set up the server.
Yeah, let's start doing that.
And if not, we could lock in next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
It will definitely be middle of September.
And then this will either move back to Monday at a later date, so maybe 8:30, and I'll just stream later, or it will move to Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, those are the options of what it might do. Cool. But yeah, Benelord, beautiful stream. I've got 3 castles.
Yep.
One of them is owned by my brother in the game.
Yep.
Who is someone in chat.
Nice. How's pregnant statics going?
I think they've got through. They've got like 3 kids.
Fuck yeah.
Static is just my berserker that runs into the castle and just chops up people.
I want to start playing that game again.
I had some custom commands into the channel point system, so you could spend 666 points to use fiendish magic, and you would become on fire.
Yeah.
Your weapon would bleed black smoke. Your helmet would be a bit of lightning. And your speed was so high, you would basically teleport.
Jesus.
And go, boom. And then you'd play the animation, which wasn't driven by your movement speed. So it'd just be like, boom. And your health regened like 30 points a second for 2 minutes. So you're basically invincible.
Pay to win.
Unless you take a certain amount of damage in one hit.
Yeah.
But it crashed the game.
Oh my god!
Because I think it was a guy called Just Insane.
Yeah.
Is it? Maybe he's in the. No, it's just static. In the activity feed powers. But anyway, we were defending a castle, and I just see the game crash. And I was like, what's this? And then I see basically a flying demon man. Like charging off the wall because his speed just made him fly downwards. And I saw him mid-air, and it just crashed the game. But every time they use it, thunder happens as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work on that.
Nice.
I think the numbers were just clearly too high, too much speed. I'll bring it down.
Yeah, that'll be badass.
Yeah. Mitch again. Well, Mitch is probably throughout all these. And then Adam on Friday, maybe Benelord on Friday, and then back to Mitch on Saturday. And then we're back to a podcast with maybe Lachlan.
Normal podcast on a Sunday.
Exactly.
Very nice. Hopefully Wednesday I can stream.
That would be huge.
Very excited. I just need internet to my computer. Or it'll be very slow. And it breaks all the time. Yeah. That'll be good.
Thinking about getting a new computer.
Yeah.
And then giving this one to Chloe.
Nice. It's a beast, that computer.
It's done us well. It's pretty good.
The production computer so far.
Yeah.
The HQ computer. It's done everything. Have you edited every video on that one?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
And maybe 1 or 2 at a work computer.
Yeah. Nice. Classic work computers.
Yeah. And that's what I want to actually. That's why I kind of want a new one, just because I've been playing with brand new computers at work. I'm just like, I won't get a 3090, but
that one you sent the picture of the other day was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's gorgeous.
That's the one I'm using.
I hope I get a computer like that one day.
I mean, 2 more are maybe coming this week. Which is exciting. But yeah, that should be very exciting.
Fucking cables.
I know. I don't. Do we need? What's the shortest cable?
There we go. That'll work.
Oh, well, the other option is I feed it into here, and then it comes out of there.
That's fine.
But then we've got holes.
Normally it's fine. It just popped up randomly. It's just a thick cable. Thick boy.
Yeah. You say you have a story?
I have a story. Can we see how long it is till there's an ad
That's a
break?
great idea.
This was a story that I
16
could
minutes.
probably get it in 16 minutes. Why is it loading up there? Is that normal?
It's
The
just
preview.
just doing its thing.
Cool. I'm an amateur. All right. I've teased this story once before. I kind of teased it last week during Brad and my discussion. I kind of told you once, but I think it's a very funny story. It's set the same year that my story from last year was set. It was a very exciting year for Cameron. I was 18. This was later in the year. And I was working as a bartender, as you know. And the bar it's a venue with 4 bars in it. We have a gaming bar, a bistro bar, a lounge bar, and a sports bar.
Mm-hmm.
I worked Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. All of them down in the sports bar because they were trying to bring in cocktails as this big new thing. And there was only 2 people at the venue that were good at cocktails, me and a good friend of mine. He would work every other day. So he worked Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays because we both worked Fridays, Saturdays. Eventually, they brought in cocktail deals on a Thursday. So Thursday became the busiest night. It was half price cocktails. I was making my own cocktails at the time too. Game of Thrones was at the height of its popular. I've made Game of Thrones styled cocktails that are probably terrible, but they sold okay.
Nice.
The thing is with a venue like that, and you're going to get real nerdy with business, you can't make really weird cocktails that have multiple shots. You have to do like 1.5. The max of alcohol that can be in it is 1.5. So the cocktails were boring as shit.
What about the names?
But the names, I never gave them names.
Oh.
I just said, I themed them around the houses. So there was a Targaryen one, a Stark one, and a Lannister one.
Hello there.
What's happening?
Sir Winstones.
Do you know Chile, as in the country?
In the country? I do know.
I'm familiar with
Chile?
the country of Chile.
Is that where you hail from?
Some good wine from Chile.
Chilean wine?
Chilean wine. Very good for growing. Well, welcome. We're from Australia, if you couldn't tell from our bogan accents.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome on in.
You're about to hear a very interesting story. I hope you enjoy it. Where was I? Cocktails. So I'm making these cocktails, and we start to get a crowd. The crowds that this venue gets isn't your normal young bartending going. It's an older clientele, which is fine. They spend more money than children anyway, so I much prefer it. And in classic boomer fashion, they can't. You know how like they latch onto really cringy jokes, and that just becomes it.
Yeah.
They wanted to give me a nickname because I was the cocktail guy. And I didn't really care what the nickname was. But they just started calling me Cocktail Cammy. And I fucking hate Cammy. It's my least favorite nickname. Cam, I'm fine with. Cameron, I'm fine with. But Cammy is the worst.
That is terrible.
But they tipped me lots of money.
Right.
So I let them call me Cocktail Cammy. We're making these cocktails. They loved the Game of Thrones cocktails because if I remember correctly, it used to come out on a Wednesday night. Or a Thursday night.
I used to watch it with Brad, and he used to cook themed meals.
Yeah.
One was a bunch of sausages called Theon's Greyjoy.
Yeah. Was it Wednesdays? Wednesday nights?
I feel like it was a weird night. Or Thursday.
It might have been Thursday because they either came in after the episode or before the episode, and I'd make a cocktail themed around what happened. There was one group, and there was about 20 people in it, 10 couples or so. They'd come in and out, and I knew they were all pretty successful business people. I won't say in what business, but it's a very popular business in Canberra. And we're going. I don't really suspect anything. I'm making cocktails for them every week. They're tipping me high. And one day, on a Tuesday, which is the quietest night of the week, one of them comes in, and he has a chat with me. He's an older gentleman, probably in his late 50s, early 60s. And he says to me, have you ever thought about doing private bartending? I said, oh, sure. I've got an RSA. I've got all my shit that I need to basically cocktail at, like, bartend at home. I just, you got to pay me in cash because I don't want to pay the government. No, I've just admitted that online. The government's going to kill me. So we organized this party. He doesn't tell me anything about the party. I don't know anything about the party. The day of the party comes. At about 11 o'clock, I drive over to the house, and I'm going to tell you something now. We could walk there now in less than 10 minutes. It's a very incestuous area of Canberra we live in.
Oh, boy.
So I drive there. It's a very quick drive for me at the time. I rock up, and they have an amazing house. There's like 5 cars out the front of it because half of them were business cars.
Uh-huh.
Very recognizable business. I go up the stairs. We go inside. The place is getting set up. There's like kind of like a maid team. They weren't maids. They were just like underpaid cleaners, just cleaning the place. His wife's in the front room with a beautician getting waxed. Not fully, just getting her legs waxed.
In the first room you have access to.
Yeah, so you kind of like walk into the door and there's a living room and the glass doors are kind of shut, but they're still open. So you can kind of just see. And I don't think they were expecting anyone that wasn't like staff at that point. And I just blow it off. I walk in and I see where I'm going to be working. It's like an L-shaped kitchen. There's a sink that he's already got ice in, which I know I'm going to have to replace, but whatever. And I go out onto the deck where he is. And he's having a cigarette and a glass of bourbon or scotch or something. I can't remember. And I say hello. He asks me to sit down. He just asks what cocktails I'm going to make. I tell him and he asks what alcohol I need because I'd only brought like the basics that I already had and knew that I could pay for how much he said he was going to pay me. But he just gave me his credit card and said, go down to the bottle shop, get everything you need. If we don't use it all, we'll just leave it here for the next one. I was like, oh, in my head, I'm like, the next one. He wants me to become like a personal bartender. And I know how much they tip, so I'm very excited for this. This is going to be my side gig, doing their parties, making a bit of extra money. So I take his card, I go to the bottle shop, get the basics. I know what cocktails his group likes, so I kind of start buying the stuff. Like they really like Japanese slippers, which is a very old cocktail that I love. It's a Midori lemon. It's a very strong Midori cocktail. This is going over your head. Midori is a Japanese melon liqueur that is green, and you normally have like a Midori splice, which is a very coconutty, melon creamy. A Japanese slipper is a lot stronger and sour. I love them because they're bright green in a martini glass. So I buy everything for that, a couple of Game of Thrones themed cocktails. Drive to my house. I drive back there, drop all the stuff off, and I realize I can drink while I'm here because there's no rules against me drinking at a private party.
Right.
So I drive my car home and walk up. It's not a long walk. I get there, and now he is in with the beautician still. No red flags going off for Cameron. Speak to his wife for a bit.
This is worse that I have a hint of what is going to happen. I feel like it'd be better if I didn't know.
I'll slow down. I speak quite fast.
What do you say before? Yeah, we have a lot of poisonous creatures.
Yeah, we have way too many poisonous creatures. As you'll see in this story. I get back. I start cleaning the glasses. They have some cocktail glasses on hand. I brought some with me. Cleaning, cutting lemons and limes, getting everything ready, chilling alcohols that need to be chilled.
Yeah. And
still nothing going off it. All the staff leave. And I look around and there's no food. And the party starts in about an hour. I kind of approached the guy and I was like, is your catering team running late or something? Like, you've got a bartender, you've had cleaners, you've got decorations and stuff. Like, it was just basic party decorations, but there's no food. And he's like, oh, it's all right. We've got a couple of trays in the kitchen, in the garage of like snack food. That'll be enough. I was like, oh, they want to get fucked up because normally at a party, if there's no food, they want cocktails and they want to get really drunk. So I start kind of panicking, like, are they going to come up and expect to get drunk? Because I've got enough alcohol, but I don't actually know how many people are rocking up. I kind of assumed it was just 20 people, like the 20 people I know from work. So I go back to the bar and this is when people start trickling in. And I have a very, very strong drink to start the night with. Just chill the nerves, get into it. It's just great cocktail. And then I start vibing. The music comes on and it's a bit of Duran Duran. I'm vibing. An hour goes by. I'm making cocktails, really getting into it. No one from that group rocks up. It is just the host and people I've never seen in my life.
Okay.
I keep making alcohol. I'm listening to the music. The groups that are standing in this kitchen area change every 10 to 15 minutes. So there's maybe 4 people, 5 people, and then they'll leave, and then another group will come in. And I'm serving these groups, and I don't really understand what these groups are, but that's just what I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what triggered the realization. I think the song Girls on Film by Duran Duran was playing, which, if you don't know, the film clip was broadcast live, I think, once in the 80s, and it has just naked women in it. So it was a big controversy, and it became a very controversial song. It's an amazing song. And I thought in my head, I was like, haha, this song's about like filming sex and porn. And I look up and notice all of the bedroom doors that were open previously were now closed. There's a different group of people once again who hadn't been there 10 minutes ago, who all have messy hair. Some of the dudes have lipstick marks on their necks. The clothes are a bit, how you doing? You know, in movies when there's that pan zoom of the back and the foreground coming together, that happens. And I realize I'm at a swingers party. I'm cocktailing a swingers party. I stare down the hallway for the next 5 minutes, and yep, the door opens and I see a gentleman buttoning up his shirt as a lady fixes her hair and walks out and goes to a different partner.
So they just go to a different partner? They didn't come straight to you?
No one tried to have sex with me at that party.
I meant for alcohol.
Everyone was coming to me for alcohol.
Yeah.
It wasn't the common swinger trope is the key party, where you put your keys in a bowl and you pick it out, and whoever keys it is, you go and have. Thanks, Mitch.
Join us.
You pull out a key, and whoever's key that is, you go and plow in the other room. Wasn't like that. I still to this day don't know exactly how it was planned, but there's no bowl of keys. I honestly think they had a spreadsheet of just rotations, so everyone got to experience everyone. I didn't recognize anyone but the 2 people.
You find someone with the matching cocktail.
The matching cocktail. I was the instrument of sex that day. I just start drinking quite a bit of alcohol. I go outside and I call a friend who I work with, and I was like, yeah, this is ridiculous. And they were no help to me at all. There's a scene in The Grinch where the keys... oh, God. I don't remember that either, but I don't doubt it at all. I still to this day want to know how they figured it out. I honestly think it was a spreadsheet that just said Jim and Pam go and plow, and then Jim and Jess get to plow while Pam and John, and it was just all over the place. All the people in this house were very respected business people who make lots and lots of money, just going at it. And I could hear it it must have been happening the whole time. But the second I realized, I couldn't not hear it, and it just became weird. So I finished the cocktail party.
Mm-hmm. How long did it go for?
I ran out of alcohol probably around 2 o'clock, which is pretty normal. And
what time did it start?
Sunset, so like 7.
7 to 2.
7 till 2, which is a normal shift for a bartender. That's what I had expected.
I thought you were going to say, which is the normal swingers party.
Pretty much. I've never been to another one, but apparently he does it all the time. And that seems to be when people would just, once they'd had their fill, they got in their car and went home or got an Uber or a taxi. I think this might have been before Uber was in this city. So I'm there. And there's only like 2 or 3 couples left. And it's pretty obvious those couples are going to stay because they're very intimate. I pack up all my stuff and I'm not shaken, but I'm just like, I don't want to look anyone in the eyes. I feel really bad about it, but it's like, this is not what I expected at all.
Did you get good tips?
This will be the end of the story,
Okay.
How much I made. I pack up. I don't have a way home because I walked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty drunk because I was panic drinking and panic doing shots. Pack up my stuff. I just leave it there. I have a really nice cocktail shaker. I just leave it there. I decide this is wild. the guy comes up to me in a fucking dress robe, nothing else but his dressing robe. And he just hands me an envelope and he says, that's how much we agreed you'd get paid. And it was $500, which is more than I would have made at a normal shift. I was like, thank you. I left, walked home and counted my tips, and I made $3,400.
Not including the 500?
Not including the 500.
So you made $4,000.
Close to $4,000.
Wow.
I never did another one. He never asked me to do another one. So I don't know if my cocktails were shit or if they just didn't. But the house sold like a year later. So I kind of justified it that they moved.
That's what he does. He keeps jumping house.
Yeah, he jumps house and then
bored with one.
Traumatizes an 18-year-old bartender. But a few weeks later, a close, a guy I'd been close with down at, oh shit, that was big. My name's Brad. If you didn't know,
we need a scoreboard of how many times everyone doxes.
Ad starts in 50 seconds. I'll finish this. Really nice young bloke. He comes up and says, "I'd like you to cocktail my birthday party." And I just had to flat out say, no. Sorry, man. I don't do personal parties. No, I didn't get my stuff back, but I had like 3 cocktail shakers. So I wasn't that upset. There were a couple bottles of alcohol I wish I went back and got. I ran into the guy, the host at the shops a few weeks later. And it was a very amicable conversation, but I really wanted to get out of there as quick as possible. I haven't seen him since. And yeah, that's the story of how 18-year-old me bartended a swingers party and watched 60-year-olds just do some heinous shit.
At least you were 18.
At least I was 18. God, it was one of the craziest nights of my life.
Oh my God.
I think I'd remember more if I wasn't so drunk, but I was very drunk. So my advice to kids is become a bartender.
You could make $4,000.
$4,000
for 5 hours?
5 hours. Just over.
7 hours.
The ad is on.
The ad is on. Oh my Lord. I don't have anything that would come close to that.
It was kind of my motto at the time. I was very sheltered and reserved through high school. Like I did dumb stuff. I was really into my illicit substances, but I never really went out. So when I got this bartending job, I just kind of decided that I'd say yes to things. So I said yes to going and bartending a party. I'd say yes to just going a weekend away with randoms. I very quickly stopped that when it was exhausting. I'm a massive introvert, so it didn't help at all. I just felt sick the whole year because I was doing dumb stuff.
Ugh.
And then the next year, I started talking to you guys and playing D&D, so I clearly did something right.
Yeah. Do you remember how we invited you?
Pretty sure you asked me if I wanted to come to Guild.
Yeah.
To play on one of their experienced D&D games because I think you needed a seat filler.
So did I invite you or did Brad?
No, you invited me because I hadn't spoken to those two.
Well, you didn't show up, did you?
No, because it was the McGregor-Mayweather fight and I changed 3 billion kegs. It was, how many kegs was it? I had the number, so it was 50-something kegs that night. We made like 20K over the bar, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I remember sitting there thinking, it takes me an hour to get to Guild. I know when I need to leave. And then that hour slowly started getting eaten into. And I texted you guys saying, yeah, I cannot come because I was in the middle of driving to get more glasses because we'd run out of beer glasses and we couldn't clean them quick enough. So then I got plastic beer glasses. We ran out of them. And I seriously was like, we're just going to have to pour them into people's hands. I don't know what it was about that fight, but people wanted to watch it. And so you guys played. I'm pretty sure that's when I was invited. And then
the Brad's shed.
Then a few weeks later, you decided, let's go to the shed.
Yeah.
We played in a tiny little shed, and I gave my entire character backstory for...
You gave up halfway through.
An hour and a half. and Lachlan was like, I'm a monk, named after a...
and he's got some bongos.
Street Fighter character.
No, that was good. I still have the character sheet from Guild.
Nice.
Because... that was when it all really started.
Because then the momentum started.
Yeah, for like 3 weeks, I binged Critical Role.
Yeah,
season 1, episode 30. That's where it was at.
So that was. I'm gonna try and do this without doxing us again. We were in our last year of university. We were working on our last project, and This was before we had our room change. Remember how we swapped halfway? Because we were in a group with Adam.
We were upstairs.
so this was our second room because we were upstairs, then we were downstairs, and then we were in our solo room.
I remember
In the
asking
projecting
you
room.
when you were sitting next to mate that starts with A
Yes.
upstairs.
But I remember being downstairs and
Later,
you watching
yeah.
Critical Role, and we were discussing. That was when I first started talking to Lachlan and Brad because I'd known them for like a year and a half and had hardly spoke to them. I'd spoken to Chloe more than them because Alec, she was working in a group with a friend.
Yeah.
And Adam, I'd worked with you and Adam the year before.
Yeah.
So I knew you well.
It's weird how that all brought us together.
Yeah.
And then looking at what's happening with that kind of stuff now,
Right?
is bizarre.
Wild. Who would have put it together?
Yeah. I've got an email I should show you.
Please do. Yes. I was cooking
hell?
meth because my name's Walter White.
Albuquerque.
If Brad was here, we'd go on a tangent about Better Call Saul for the next 2 hours purely because you mentioned Albuquerque.
I don't know what it is now, but every media that I look at now, I keep getting the Breaking Bad meets Minecraft mixing shorts.
They're so funny.
They are so funny.
The one where it's this means nothing to you, but the fly episode of Breaking Bad is an entirely silent episode of Walt trying to kill a fly.
I know that one.
And there's the Minecraft meme of because there's a scene in it where he's hanging from a storage rack with a broom, and he tries to get it and he falls off. So I saw the one with the diamond where when you release shift. So he's in a cave and you release shift and falls as he goes to swing with a pickaxe. I think I almost pissed myself laughing.
The one that got me, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Maybe my favorite. Like there's the blue diamond one and the redstone one I sent you guys. But the one that really made me laugh on the floor was when you're trying to get the right painting. And it's just Walter being like, and he just keeps swapping painting. And then it stops at the kung fu.
Yeah. My man. The first one you sent of him screaming at Jesse about stealing shit. It's blue because it's pure.
I miss Minecraft. Minecraft just has that thing where every time you play it, it uses nostalgia on you.
Right? And you get so fucking addicted to it. It's all I can think about as soon as I start playing it.
Then you have a break for half a year, and then you come back and you're like, oh.
It's so good. I'm quite excited to play Stone Block in a few this week, next week, who knows?
And there's new updates that in the actual Minecraft that we haven't looked into, which we need to do that trivia thing.
Yes, we do.
Because that's the kind of content I want to do, and it's easier to edit.
I'd like we've got the so many ideas in Minecraft.
Yeah.
They're just so easy to play.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just getting everyone down to play it.
And that's the best short we have.
It is.
It's Brad being an idiot in Minecraft.
It's just where Brad thrives.
Yeah.
He's happy blessed.
2,700 views.
God,
I think.
Damn.
And it's just all from Indonesia.
Shout out to our Indonesian friends. Chile. Yeah, shout out to Chile.
Right. Yeah, hope you're all doing well. Cool. So we'll aim for another 23 minutes.
Yeah. I think we've got something up our sleeves.
Do we want to do that?
Let's do it.
All right. We want to do a Game of Thrones. No, not Game of Thrones.
We did that last week.
We did that last week.
And it went terribly. At least I know.
Did Lord of the Rings, because Rings of Power. And you haven't seen any Rings of Power?
Not yet. I'm terrified of it.
Okay. I've seen one episode. Do we want to do Lord of the Rings characters or Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit characters?
Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, because I like wasting time.
All right, let's waste some
time. Give me a 3-word review of the first episode of Rings of Power.
A 3-word
review.
3-word.
Dead air.
Elves.
Yep.
Be sad.
So they just copied Jin's storyline. Am I about to get royalties, Harrison?
Elves be sad. This is a bit. Do you want to mix up this?
Yeah, let's change them names. I think you can just tap on it.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
So you hit the X up the top. Do you want to swap seats? Because I know how to control this website.
So this is S.
God.
God.
Yeah.
God is red.
God. Let's actually stick to the we only get one God tier each.
Okay.
Brad and I really screwed up our ratings. S should be the best, and then A should be where most of our S's were. And yeah, we're only allowed one god each, and we can agree on a god as well. So we've got
Okay, I love it.
three
I love
god
it.
picks.
All right. Wait, what'd you say about S?
So A is a really, really good character.
Uh-huh.
S is like an ultimate amazing character. God is your personal favorite character.
Now, I'm actually very excited about this.
So am I.
Mitch is frothing.
I actually know these characters' names and backstories because I've read and watched the movies a million times.
I haven't watched it as much.
Yep.
But that is because I love it too much and don't want to get sucked into the world.
Yeah.
And then download some old Lord of the Rings games I used to play all the time.
That's what I do every single time.
Oh.
I
watch Fungus.
I watch all the behind the scenes footage.
Oh,
and it's longer than the movies. It's just Orlando Bloom talking about getting drunk, and I don't know. The behind the scenes stuff's great.
Podcast on Saturday. Won't someone think of the children? Well, Jake.
Well, you can blame everyone but Cameron for that.
Yeah.
Because everyone decided to realize last night that Cameron's the only one that can do Sunday.
Yeah. Next time, we'll organize if you or Migosh are free.
I would have loved to have done one with you guys, but I've only ever spoken to you through text. So
what would be funny is if I rock up here, set it up so it's both of them.
That would be amazing.
But none of them are here.
I really wanted to talk about music with Mitch and just talk about Formula One.
Oh, that would have been good. So that is on the table, guys. So take note. Be aware. Sunday mornings, roughly 10 a.m. In the future, we may call upon you, but we'll try to give you notice.
Yes.
So I guess do we start here?
How many characters have we got? Scroll. Okay, that's not as bad as Game of Thrones. We can fly through.
Is that got the Fellowship?
Yeah, they're just drawn somewhere.
Okay,
I saw Aragon. He's the second.
All right, so we'll start with this guy who is the Lake Town's assistant man. I have read The Hobbit. He's an unnamed character in The Hobbit.
He gets 3 lines where he's like,
the master.
Yeah. He kind of just filled the Grima Wormtongue position, but then
literally
fell apart in the last movie and became...
He brought a lot of griminess to that town. What are you thinking?
I liked him, but I'd probably put him C. Maybe
I'm thinking on this line.
You can't put it on the line in here.
Well, I just meant either there or there. Yeah. I think C. Is that Aragon?
I think so. This drawing stuff's really hard to see from far away.
I guess that'll be a part of the challenge.
I think that's Aragon.
Okay.
Clearly an S.
I have my thoughts on Aragon.
Oh, yeah.
What are yours?
He's one of the best characters in the series, but I wouldn't put him as like the greatest.
There's an annoying thing that certain book people say, and it annoys me, which is Aragon isn't interesting. And I understand what they're saying. And they're just like, I love Boromir. Boromir's the interesting one. It's just an old friend.
I like
friends
Boromir,
of mine,
but Aragon's badass.
But I like the fact that Aragon stays by his morals the entire movie and pushes through with the horrors of the world and still comes out on top.
My favorite thing about him is he's a well-rounded. He's the only male masculine hero who has a feminine side, and I think that really impacted me as a child because he's a poet, he's an artist, he cares for animals, whereas he's not just big man who swings sword become king. He has this soft feminine side, which isn't necessarily soft. It's just how it's explained.
He's a ranger.
But because he's a poet and he's kind of like he's a what is it? A Hellenic man, a perfect Hellenic man. Whereas in Greece, it was seen if you knew your politics, your poetry, your literature, your history, your animal husbandry, that made you more of a man than a warrior. Means nothing nowadays. I just think it's really cool that he's not just big man swing sword. I'd say S.
I would agree. Wait, we only get one god each and then a tie?
And we can get it combined.
Okay.
We'll come to that once our S is full. I know who my god's going to be, so it doesn't really matter.
He has dynasties of trauma and failure to overcome.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got more weighing on him than everyone, I'd say.
Yeah. 100%. I absolutely adore him. He would be my god if there wasn't another character in the universe. I believe that's Arwen.
That's Arwen?
Yeah.
Arwen is cool.
I'd put a
third elf to give up mortality.
Yes. And her uncle was the other really cool character that did it.
Right.
Yes. I would probably put her in A tier because I'm going to be
I think I would agree.
harsher about my S tiers this time. I absolutely love her. It's just she does nothing in the movies. She does nothing for the last movie.
She doesn't have a lot to do apart from sit around and.
If we were doing Fellowship, she'd be God tier
and get upset about prophecies.
Correct.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
Is that
Morg the Defiler, Azog the Defiler? Yeah. I'd put him C tier. I really like him as a villain, but he kind of just
there's not a lot going on there.
And he's just big orc who hurt.
Have they got
No, that'll be another time.
I'm keen for that.
That's about 2,000 characters. I'm pretty sure it's Frodo.
Is it? Is that a depiction of Frodo?
That's Frodo.
All right. Now this is also controversial.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on young Frodo?
Young Frodo. Well, my argument for Frodo is that if Sam held the ring the entire time, it wouldn't have made it as far as Frodo.
No.
And
he still rejected it. But
yeah, people were silly when they're just like, oh, Sam's the real hero at the end. Sure, I agree with that. But he's not stronger than Frodo.
He did it for about an hour.
Yeah.
Frodo did it for 6 months.
He did it for an hour, killed a spider, and then or pissed off a spider.
He's definitely S tier. He's got to be.
Yeah. What
is that? The Balrog?
Is that Durin's Bane?
That is Durin's Bane. Ooh. A tier. Purely because I know its backstory. Murdered the greatest clan of dwarves. Had a badass death fighting the coolest wizard of all time.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Bard the Bowman.
I like Bard.
I love Bard.
I think A.
I think A too. He get like
I liked him in the book.
Yeah. He's a strong A. He'd almost be S.
He's the descendant of the Dale Kings.
Dale Kings, yes.
Yeah. The Lords of Dale. Frodo is underrated. World record for holding the ring. Others crumbled instantly.
Yep.
Yeah. Big boy.
What's he called?
Bear man.
Bjorn.
He makes honey.
Yeah, he's B tier because he does almost nothing.
Because he makes bees?
Yeah, he gets dropped from the sky in the last battle like a ODST out of Halo, which is badass. And he's kind of just philosophical about like bloodlines and what it means to be part of a group of people. It's pretty cool.
Bilbo Baggins. Now, what kind of Bilbo are we talking? Just Bilbo in general?
Bilbo in general is A tier. I like Bilbo a lot.
I think Bilbo,
but he's no Frodo,
is in A tier because he swirls from this area, and to this area.
Correct.
So I'm going to put him here.
Yes,
he has some S tier moments, but I think we'll put him there. Yeah. I'm happy with that.
I agree. I don't remember his name, but he's Azog's brother. Well, blood.
I thought he was his
member.
kid.
Yeah,
but I don't remember.
Orcs don't work like that. He's just kind of related tangentially.
What was his name again?
Azog the Defiler.
I think his name is...
I think it's Mog.
Yeah.
I think he's almost on par with Azog. I kind of like him more because of the way he walks. And then there's that really cool scene. I think it's his death scene when they attack Lake Town. And Legolas is fighting on the fucking Legolas in the Hobbit.
Legolas is climbing up the falling rocks.
No, that's at the... Oh, yeah, that's his death. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like how he makes Legolas bleed.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was nice.
He can go up to B tier.
All right, he's going up.
Higher than your brother.
You made Legolas bleed, you go up to B.
Boromir. I like Boromir, but he is A tier for me.
He's A tier for you.
Yes. I love Boromir, but he's A tier.
Okay.
He does not stand with Aragorn and Frodo.
He doesn't, but I tell you what he does stand for. Dying for Gondor.
Yeah.
And he would rather die for Frodo and for Aragorn if the White City lives on.
Of course.
And I love that about him.
But why was he put in a position to sacrifice himself?
His father.
Because he was a weak-minded human.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Are
we creating a mid-tier between A and S? I'll let you move him to S if I can move a character we disagree on later.
I think so. I think I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think he's one of my favorite characters in terms of his own mental struggle and
Yeah.
horror and disappointing parent to try to live up to.
But the
And,
parent loved him. That's the thing that always annoyed me is Faramir is such a more... We'll get to that when we get to Faramir.
Okay, Celeborn.
Celeborn in the Silmarillion is almost god tier.
Mm-hmm.
In Lord of the Rings, he stands around expositioning.
All right, I got another argument for him going up to S tier.
Yeah?
In the book, his horn made the Balrog
Yeah.
quiver.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you can stay in it.
Okay, I'm very.
How much are
happy
we
with that.
factoring in? Are we just factoring in the character?
I think we're both.
Okay.
Both
A tier.
A tier.
Yeah, he's one of the oldest elves. He
Yeah.
led a massive army during the Clan Wars.
Didn't die.
And he locked down the Queen of Elves, the greatest living elf of all time.
Cucked Gandalf.
He married. That is so cool.
Do you know who this guy is? I do.
Yeah, that's Dane Ironfoot.
It sure is.
That boy is A tier.
How do you like my tiddly whittlies?
Shoot the twirly whirlies. I love him. That's all one of what Lachlan's dwarf character is based almost entirely off him.
Yeah. Let's get this back up. Is it Feely or Killy?
No,
It's the one that's
one
in
of
love
them.
with the elf.
We're gonna have to. I can't decipher any of the dwarves.
I know, right?
I like him more than his brother because I hate his brother's smug face. I think that's Keely. I like him, but the love story makes me mad.
I would say A, but the love brings him down to B.
He's a B tier. Definitely B tier. Daddy. Where's what's his name again? The Steward of Gondor.
Yeah. Denethor.
Denethor. Yeah. B tier.
B
Very,
tier.
very cool
I'm
villain.
happy with that. He's great. Elrond.
God tier. Cameron's God tier.
All right.
He's my favorite
That's
character
Cameron's
in the
God
entire
tier.
franchise.
Ooh. Well, you need to
No.
watch Rings of Power.
No conversation at all. That's why I'm so scared about Rings of Power.
I forgot about how much I love certain characters.
Right?
Fucking love AMR.
Amy is S tier.
AMR is ST, you say.
His whole like "stay here, you dirty woman" kind of would bring him down, but
Who did say that?
Just-
Eowyn?
no. To what's her name? Yeah. He says,
Eowyn.
yeah. He's like, when before the battle, the women need you here, bro. She's just trained as much as you.
Yeah, fair enough.
But he's
All
the
right.
king of the Rittermark, and that's just badass. I love him. He's so cool.
I love him.
She can go in S tier too.
All right. I mean, destroying the Witch King. Come on.
That's S tier alone.
Faramir.
I like Faramir more than Boromir.
Same.
Are we going to agree to put him in God tier?
He's
No.
my favorite.
He's my favorite human character by a long way.
I do like him a lot. He was my favorite to play as in the games.
Yes.
Um,
I just love the tormented son. Like, my brother is so clearly the favorite.
yeah.
And I will always be second. And
Should we group God tier him? Because I'm not willing to do it
let's
myself.
wait till
All
we've done everyone.
Mitch says, interesting. Don't know what that was for. Rohirrim? Is that Sam?
Right.
Is that Pippin or Merry? What, Pippin or Sam? That looks bloody weird. Who the hell is that?
I have literally no idea who that is.
Pippin or a Sam? That's Pippin.
Yeah.
That's Sam. Who's that? Is that Merry? Who's that? That looks like Merry.
That's Mary.
But who's that?
Is it Frodo again? Kind of looks like Frodo.
That's Pippin.
Yeah.
That's Sam.
And that's Mary. All right, we'll put that character in poop until we figure out who that is.
Let me know if someone figures out who that is. Save it for later. We'll put him in poop. Or we could just leave him there.
Galadriel.
Galadriel.
S tier is already getting really full of characters.
I think she's S tier.
she's definitely S tier.
This is Aomer's first man.
Yeah,
Of the
I-
Rohirrim, captain of the Riddermark.
What's his name? It's
Go.
Gurum.
Golm. Golm? Golm. He's cool.
It's gonna really annoy me because I almost bought a retro Lord of the Rings Warhammer figure of him. I want to collect all of
You
them.
wouldn't part an old man from his walking stick. Very well. He saves Theoden.
He
by
does.
letting him keep his stick.
Nah, I can't even.
I reckon he's B or C?
We'll put him in B.
All
He's
right.
cool, but doesn't really do much.
The White Wizard.
He's definitely an S tier, but is he a god tier?
I mean, he is iconic.
He is. And he's iconic for a reason because he's a good character. I'm happy to, if that's how, agree. Or does he just get it because he is the god of...
There's too much for him. There's just, sorry, but if you compare him to anyone else, there's just too much.
Yes.
There's too much of him. Gamlin?
Gamlin, that's it. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think. Wait, this guy?
Yeah, that's Gamlin.
All right. Mitch, figure out who.
I'm pretty sure it's Frodo.
Then who's
Because
that?
I don't know, but that style, the one down the bottom, it matches the other three hobbits. So I think they've just put Frodo in twice. Because that's definitely Frodo. Their face shapes, it's definitely Elijah.
Put Frodo there. We'll keep other Frodo here. Gimli. Gimli's high for me. I don't know where to put him though.
Put him A.
Put him A.
Yeah. I love him.
Toss me.
Toss me. Toss me. I love him, but
Would you like me to find you a box?
I
think he doesn't have enough screen time or do. Oh, hang on. All right. Do you know what he does after?
yeah,
Everything.
goes
I like
off
that a
and-
lot.
Yeah, he helps.
He's the one dwarf that makes it to Valinor.
Yeah, all right, he can go to S
All right.
tier.
He's going to S
He's
tier.
Legolas's boyfriend.
Yep,
I'll give it to
exactly.
him.
What
Is that one of the trolls? The stone trolls? I don't know. I think that might be a book depiction of Gollum.
Gollum's right next to him.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, so I think it's a troll. So we'll skip it. Gollum / Smeagol.
I'd put him in A tier. He's a very good folly. I don't know if he's S tier.
He's a legendary character, though. What are we ranking this off?
If it was on how legendary the character is, it'd be S tier for almost
Because
everyone.
he exploded out of the series, and everybody knows
Yeah.
the Gollum impression. I think. I think we'll settle him for A. All right, this boy.
Commander
I
during.
feel like his name's Molg or something.
Yeah, he's the one who leads. Oh, he's the guy whose face is based off Harvey Weinstein. For that alone, he goes to God tier because B because he steps to the side as an orc gets crushed and it's badass.
He dodges
Battle of Pelennor Fields. He retakes Minas. No, what's
Osgiliath.
Osgiliath.
Grima
Wormtongue.
We don't know. Do we know what happens to him after?
Well, he goes to the tower. He stabs what's his name?
Stabs Saruman.
Doesn't he?
Theoden offers him.
Well, he dies there in the movie.
How does he die?
I can't remember, but he definitely dies.
I thought he just creeped backwards into the shadow.
In the books, doesn't he help Sharky with the attack on
Shaku.
Saruman's attack on the Shire?
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure he's there too.
After Saruman's dead?
Well, no, because in the book, Saruman doesn't die. They go and attack the Shire.
Right.
I don't know what happens to him after.
I reckon
He's a B tier. He's a cool character.
Haldir.
He'd be my second god tier if I just bloody love elves, eh?
I love Haldir.
Yes. The elves remember.
He showed up. He showed up.
But, you know.
And I love Haldir.
Are we going to annoy people by putting elves at Helm's
That's
Deep?
the second elf. That's the second elf.
He's badass. I love him
I
dearly.
love him. The Marsh Warden of Lothlorien.
Lothlorien.
All right. Is that a Sildor or
Isildur. D tier. All the events are his fault. It's a very cool character, but yeah.
is that just General Nazgul?
I think that are we
king?
basing them off the Kings of Men or
Oh, God.
because I know very little of them, but I know that
Helm
did some stuff.
Hammerdeep. Helm no.
What? Helm Hammerhand.
Helm.
He died in the frost holding his
Mm.
horn. That's why it's
I
called the
don't know where to put the
Hornberg.
Nazgul.
They're badass villains. They help my obsession with Death Knights.
The Screech.
A tier.
The Screech is great.
Legolas.
Leggy man.
Well, he's just got to go to S because we've put almost the entirety of the Fellowship at S.
Sorry, but
We should just do a Fellowship tier list because there is a breakdown inside.
is this Brett from Five of Conquerors? Because he's in it.
Yeah. He's what's his name? Rivendell's like assistant. He's the one that in The Hobbit when he meets them as they make it to Rivendell and he says Gandalf's like, "Where is your king?" And he's like, and the horses ride behind them. He does nothing. He's cool, but
I love Lurtz.
Peter Jackson, original character, and he pulled it off. Rings of Power ain't going to do the same. Put him in A tier.
He is my favorite
orc
villain character.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah.
The games that I've played. My favorite hero character is Faramir, and they're like opposites.
Yep. You killed my brother. I'm going to kill you.
He's great.
It's he's Faramir's second in command.
Right.
I don't know his name, and I don't even think I've ever known
Doesn't do
He
a lot.
doesn't do a lot.
The
Master. He can probably sit in B tier pretty comfortably.
I think so.
I just love Stephen Fry.
Neri.
S tier. All of them are S
They're
tier.
all S tier. The Mouth of Sauron.
It doesn't get enough screen time, but I absolutely adore the character.
I love him. He's one of the highlights of the game.
Yep.
I think B because he doesn't do it well. If we're doing book stuff,
yeah, we'll put him in A.
All right. Pippin,
Get in there. Just put him up there, boy.
Radagast.
Yes.
Or is that Radagast or is that Thrall?
I think it's Radagast.
That's Thrall. Okay.
Okay, cool.
All
So
right.
Radagast, A.
A. Yeah.
Man likes a bit of weed.
Ad is starting. But that's okay.
This list is looking pretty good.
We're hauling through it.
We should just make a tier called Fellowship above S tier. Rosie.
Where are we putting Rosie?
C. She does nothing.
She does nothing. Sam.
He belongs in God.
Oh, is this our joint god? Because Gandalf does his own thing?
Yeah, he's our joint god.
So this is mine. This is yours. This is Gandalf.
Just the
he
Gandalf's
put himself
power.
there.
Yeah.
And then Sam is ours.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move that. So Gandalf, Elrond. Yeah. Cool.
I just fucking love Elrond. All right. Do we want to wait for the ad or? I love Saruman. I love Saruman so much.
Christopher Lee.
Leave Saruman to me. Do you know he was super shitty about being cut out of the third movie and he didn't talk to Peter Jackson until halfway through The Hobbit was filming?
Yeah?
Yeah, because he wanted his whole big death speech scene and then Peter Jackson had to cut it for time because Return of the King was like 4.5 hours long.
Ow.
So Christopher Lee rocked up to the premiere and he said, "Where am I?" And then never spoke to anyone from the films until many, many years. What
was it a speech we haven't heard? Or
No, it's in the cut scene, so I'm pretty sure it's in the extended edition.
But in the second movie?
Yes.
One where he falls and gets skewered on the
which
wheel.
is the start of the third.
Oh, it's the start of the third?
Yeah. So it's in the extended third. Because he was cut from the second, and then Peter Jackson was like, "Don't worry, we'll put you in the third. We'll put that scene in the third. You don't have to come back to New Zealand and do anything." And then he had to cut it because there was like 300 hours of good footage.
Maniac. What is that?
No idea.
Are those the horses in the river?
The ancestral guardians?
I don't know what that is. Why have they done this?
It's Sauron's physical form when he glows.
Oh, is it the eye?
No, it's his spectral armored form.
Okay, Saruman.
Saruman, A tier, if not S.
The fact that he was defeated, he goes to A. I don't understand what these two. Is that Shelob?
That's Shelob, and that is definitely Sauron in his armored form, but for some reason it's white. I don't remember a scene where he glows white in his armor.
Oh, I see it now. So that's his helmet
Yeah,
there.
they're the spikes on it.
Shoulders. This is just the background.
Yeah.
So this is like Wraith World. You zoom into the eye, and then his figure's there.
Yeah, I think so.
So Sauron's avatar, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. B. Shelob.
B doesn't really.
B. Yeah.
If we're going off the books, A.
We're going off Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, goddamn S tier, brother. Love me
that?
some spider titties. That's Bard's eldest daughter.
Oh well.
Just put that in D.
All right. Do we not have poop yet?
Da.
We don't have any poop.
I think we're getting close to a poop.
Is that Smaug?
The Schmaug. S tier.
Smaug.
I think he's the greatest villain.
Yeah. Oh boy.
You know how I said we're getting close to a poop tier? I love elves, and it's pretty funny that then elves going straight into poop tier. Evangeline Lilly, great actress.
Yep.
Character written okay. Did not need to be there at all. And it just made Legolas seem like a little whingy simp.
She did do more than Rosie.
She did, but Rosie was the yeah, you're right, Mitch. She did not write poop, but there were some people involved who did. She did more than Rosie, but Rosie was the driving force.
Theoden.
Theoden's S tier purely because of his speech.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah. Is that Thorin?
That's Thorin Oakenshield. He deserves to be God tier.
You think Thorin's God?
I love Thorin,
I
man.
love Thorin as well, but
Thorin is not in the same league
they're
as...
so vulnerable to corruption.
Yeah, that's dwarves, man.
I
They love
know.
greed.
Not Gimli.
Yeah, not Gimli.
I think
Yeah, we'll put him in S.
he's a weird one. I hate it because characters spike.
Yeah,
They go all over.
which is good for story writing, just not in a massive trilogy.
Thrall,
Thrall,
son of Thrain.
A, he went insane because his people got absolutely decimated.
All right, Thranduil.
Thranduil is definite. If books, he'd be close to God. I'm going to say A.
Say A.
I love him. I love Elven Kings, but if you compare him and Elrond, they hate each other.
They do hate each other.
They're so different. Do you want to put him in S?
He's fought dragons.
Yeah, put him in S.
And
I've
lived.
no dragon flame.
Is that Bard's other kid?
Yeah. That's the little one.
Treebeard. Some call me.
Do we put a tier above God called Tree tier? I bloody love the Tree Boys.
I think we do.
Make sure it's green. Make sure it's green.
Oh, no.
I think you've added two.
Have. And it's not even green.
So click on it. Just hit delete row. Then on it, click the next one. Set green. Change the name to tree. And then that should hopefully change.
I'm happy with that. I think I made God tier green.
Tree.
Where'd he go? There we go. Let's change this back to, was it red? Yeah.
Tree.
A fine hit.
Is that
Free troll? Is it Tom Bombadil? What's happening there?
I have no idea.
no
It
idea.
looks like a lake scene. Oh, now we're getting onto all the dwarves that we literally just have to remember their character
Is
from
that
looking at them.
Dwalin? All right, let's go with the ones we know. That's Dwalin.
Yeah.
The Balin and Dwalin.
Yeah.
All right, how about we start with them?
Wait a minute.
I think Balin is above all the other ones.
I think he's S tier. And he also leads the
Morian.
expedition.
Oh, Dwalin.
He's
I think
A tier. Yep. That's D tier as fuck. Well, no, he's the scribe who writes the book that makes Gimli really sad. He can go on B tier.
Don't they have any chips?
I love the actor. He plays it so well.
Gloin.
He's got to go up, and he produces, one of the greatest characters.
That's my weird boy.
That's my boy.
I wish he got a bit more done in The Hobbit.
Right.
Not that he did much in the book, but Bofa?
Bofa's got to be God tier. Put that boy in tree tier. Fat representation, baby. He's B as fuck.
That's what Bilbo Baggins hates.
That's the one that speaks funny with the axe in his head.
That one?
Yeah.
So he doesn't really speak that much?
No, you can go and see. He's the one that they spin around after. Anyway, this guy, he's just, life advice for Bilbo.
B or C?
B.
Apologize. Is this Ori and Nori?
B.
I don't really understand these ones. Is that...
That's the one that's deaf. He can go C.
That's one of the here. Keely?
Yeah.
Is he A or B?
I'd put him in A. And then I'd put his brother with him.
I think his brother was done earlier for some reason.
Yeah, same.
I've lost the brother.
He's the third. Oh, no, that's not.
Brother's here.
No, that's Smeagol's.
That's Smeagol's true form.
Yeah.
Or Smeagol's
no,
brother?
it's his brother.
Oh.
What's his name? Kegel. It's not Kegel. That's an exercise.
Where do we put him?
He can probably stay.
All right. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
That's a cool photo.
Yeah, he can go in A as well. I like his character, but he's nowhere near an S tier.
Yeah. This is the last one
Yeah.
that we've... Can you name all the dwarves?
No. Do all the alphabet. And
Beefer, Bofa, Bomber. He's probably Beefer or something. I don't know.
Just sit in B tier.
B.
He does some cool
does
things.
dwarf things.
All right.
That's the head of the undead and the Witch King. Yeah. King of the Dead.
A.
A.
He's a traitorous little scumbag.
He is. Witch King.
S tier.
S tier.
That's the Watcher. Yeah.
Nice. Is he a tree?
No, but I think he's S
I
tier.
think he's S tier. He's great.
All right. And then Frodo Part 2, which clearly S tier. I really can't figure out that last one. It looks like scenery.
I think it's 3 trolls.
Okay.
1, 2, and 3. So I think it's the trolls of the Hobbit.
C.
Bert and someone.
Look what I've sneezed at my nose. It's got legs.
Burglar Robbit.
Never heard of it.
I don't want to put it to B.
Yeah, go on.
It's one of the most comedic things in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and it's allowed to be.
Yeah. All right.
It's a pretty good list.
That's our tier list with
Frodo and...
It's a giant?
trying to think who it could be.
Who would a giant... It's not Bjorn.
No, we've done Bjorn. I seriously think it's Gimli too. I'm not Gollum too.
Is it a dwarf? No. All right, we'll leave them there.
It's a pretty good tier list. Is there anyone you want to move?
Okay, so we've
Was-
got...
Bard's other kid in it, the one who shoots the arrow, he shoots the arrow over his shoulder.
Is that not that one?
No, that's the eldest girl. She's got an older girl, a younger girl, and then the boy.
I think they missed it.
He would have probably been
unless
one above
that's...
them. Definitely
No?
not. No way.
Okay, so the highest tier, we've got Treebeard and...
The fat
Bofa?
Bofa.
Or Bomber.
Bofa D's nuts.
Then we've got God Gandalf, Elrond, Haldir, and Sam.
Yep.
Got Aragorn, Frodo,
Just the fellas.
Boromir, Éomer, Éowyn, Faramir, Galadriel, Gimli, Legolas, Merry, Pippin, Smaug, Theoden, Thorin, Thranduil, Balin, Witch King, Watcher.
Yeah.
I'm happy
I
with
like
that.
the S tier.
I'm happy with that. Arwen, Durin's Bane?
Yeah.
Bard, Bilbo, Celeborn, Dane, Gollum, Nazgul, Lurtz, Mouth of Sauron, Radagast, Saruman, Shelob. Yeah, you get the picture. Beautiful.
I like it.
I will save that. God damn. I wonder if Braden knew any of those characters.
I'd probably use Frodo and Aragorn.
I don't think a few members of HQ have seen Lord of the Rings properly.
Should do a Lord of the Rings watch party.
Yeah.
Let me move my microphone back around.
Are you gonna watch Rings of Power this week?
Maybe not this week. I think like House of Dragons, I'll stack it a bit.
Nice, do that.
I don't really care if I get spoiled because I don't really care that much anymore. I used to care, but
There's some cool imagery.
yeah, I'm keen to see the cities and stuff.
They do well to make scenes with elves in it look
Ethereal,
holy, and ethereal, and like the trees are singing, like there's an aura. Yeah,
nice. I'm keen. As you clearly just saw, Elrond's my favorite character.
Yeah.
So I really hope they don't fuck him up. And I really like Elros and their whole dynamic. The two of them is Elros is in it, right? With the oh no, he's long dead.
I haven't seen Elros.
Well, Numenor exists, so he's probably either dead by now because he became human. I don't know.
They released 2 episodes. I've only seen one of them. Episode 2, I assume, would dabble more in that area.
Numenor.
Yeah, because I didn't get anything.
Elrond looks good, so I'm good. Celebrimbor does not, and I love Celebrimbor.
He didn't say anything.
He just looks dope.
He rocked up and it was just like,
yeah,
I'm the guy.
I will make the rings. Long dead, I think. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm not a binger. I just have very little time to watch TV, so I tend to binge. I don't actually like binging. It gives me a massive headache. So I tend to have to take medication, and then I'm like, oh, this is weird.
There is a few scenes that I'm just like,
have
sure.
they shown the dwarves yet?
No.
They scare me the most.
I am excited for a friendship
Mm-hmm.
between an elf and a dwarf.
So am I.
And an elf being in a dwarf land. I'm just like,
And helping them
I'm
create the
stoked
trade
for that.
because I'm excited, but the dwarf looks stupid. Every picture I've seen of him, he's winking or smirking, and he's meant to be one of the most tormented dwarf kings trying to prosper.
Yeah,
and
I don't think he's the king.
He's the third. Oh, you're right. I know he's
prince.
He's what is it?
Prince during the third.
During the third, which anyway,
it's during the second current the king.
I think so. And then there's the female dwarf they keep showing off doesn't have a beard, which is I'm not going to become the neckbeard and get mad at that, but all she seems to have done in what I've seen is sing, which is fine because dwarves are known for singing. Yeah. But I'm keen. I am keen.
I'm ambivalent about the beard situation.
I don't really care
because there's 2 sources of dwarves having beards and no beards.
Correct.
So like Tolkien didn't know. So how am I meant to know?
Exactly. He doesn't like orcs. They depict orcs coming out. Well, sorry, Uruk-hai coming out of the ground. Yet Tolkien straight up is like, I don't know how orcs are made. I don't really want to tell you how they're made. You can come up with it. They might fuck. They might come out of the ground. Who knows? I've spent too long trying to figure it out.
My interpretation of it, which is based off nothing.
Yeah.
This is like, I've come to this conclusion before reading the stuff, is that both. Yeah. They were birthed from the ground through dark magic, and then they can go off and have a
little family, even though they're gender neutral, which is cool. I vibe with it.
Yeah, that's how I imagined it. They're birthed, and then if they don't have a domination ruler like Saruman or Sauron, they do their own thing, and then you end up with like how they kind of interact with Shadow of Mordor.
The northeast clans of Gundabad and all that, which kind of just exist until Sauron's like, all right, you're my army now.
Yeah. Like goblins are like rabbits, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely they're going at it.
In the darkness.
I hate goblins so much. Dwarves have too.
Surely.
Nice. Well,
surely. I mean, I love dwarves. When does that game come out? Moria.
Good question. Because I want to play that so bad.
That may be the only thing I play.
I won't be rude.
We'll
probably stream that every day of the week.
I don't remember what it's called. Return to Moria?
Yeah. I still reckon we can try and make it in
Minecraft.
2023.
Oh,
Spring of. Come on, guys. Games are easy to make.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say, we know personally how easy games are to make. It just looks so good.
Are you meant to be Balin?
The Forge's fire has long gone cold. Under the mountain of Durin's folk.
Sounds like the guy that voices the main character in Exodus.
A shadow took our treasures home.
Is Varrock going to be in it?
Better be. That better be the last boss.
Well, I assume it's going to be sandboxy and non-linear.
I think so. But is it going to be like the forest where you do something and it triggers?
Oh, I hope so.
But I mean, Durin's Bane's dead, so at this time.
I guess there's other beasties down there.
It should just be clearing goblins.
It should just be going way too deep and then long forgotten hells. And I don't care if they go off book, as long as it's...
I just want to be a
like,
dwarf in a cave.
Yeah.
You played Deep Rock Galactic or whatever it's called?
Yes.
Yeah, my friend loves it and he wants me to play it because
You would love it.
I'm a dwarf boy.
Yeah, you would love it.
I love elves, but I'm clearly a dwarf if you take 2 seconds to look at me.
God damn.
That game looks incredible. I
I'm
want to try and do
so
something like that in
excited.
Minecraft.
We could do that.
Just set the height limit to 0 and then the top, just
You
big
mean-
deep caves.
Stoneblock?
Basically, but I want naturally generated caves we can build.
That would be cool.
I've tried to build my own mod packs. They're so fucking hard.
Mm.
Like when I was trying to make the spoiler for a future video, if I ever figure out how to do it, I was going to make a Dune mod pack, and it's just so hard to do world generation. Like getting rid of all water is next to impossible.
That'd be so cool, though. No, we need to get into that. We need to do some series in that.
Yep.
I'd be super keen.
My setup is almost done.
Cool. How are we going on time? Been an hour and 20. Okay, so
Not bad.
should we
Final thoughts?
final 10 minutes or final 3 minutes?
Yeah. Do we want to do another 10 minutes and go out on the ad?
Yeah.
Cool. What's happening this week? I'm coming to see you Wednesday, but I can't talk much more about that.
Is that locked in?
Yeah, it's locked in.
Good. Because I was worried. I was just like, just get him in.
Classic.
Oh,
I tried out my Astro stuff a couple of nights
really?
ago. Yeah. I have an issue.
oh no.
I have a neighbor who has a bass obsession.
Does it shake the whole thing?
It shakes the whole
Oh,
thing. So
God.
my pictures are a bit blurry. So I'm going to have to work on that and hopefully do it on a night when they're not watching. I think they've watched Transformers every night. I think, and I can't get mad at them. I think they've got kids who are a little bit rowdy and don't sleep.
Right.
So they put Transformers on at full bore with the bass boosted because I can see it kind of from the road. And it just shakes. They're like 4 houses away from me.
Shia
And
LaBeouf
it just shakes.
shaking you up.
Every time. I love a bit of bass, but when the pitches are falling off and the house is like 200 meters away, it's a bit ridiculous. But
How hard would it be to in the future when the house here is more empty to do what's the longest Astro stream you could do?
longest Astro stream.
Yeah.
As soon as the sun sets till the sun rises.
Yeah.
I'd like to do one where
10 hours.
this room's perfect because I can set it up. So getting the equipment here and setting up, I'd need to be alone because it's so complicated and frustrating. You've got a polar. I'd probably come over the night before, polar align, so I know what I'm doing here because polar aligning is quite hard.
And what is that?
So with a mount, when you're tracking Astro stuff, because the sky moves in a very particular equatorial pattern, you need to be pinpointed on a point of the sky that doesn't move.
Oh.
So if the mount is like this, I'm just going to see if my hand. Can you bring up the OBS? Sorry. If the mount is like this, you need that point to always be looking at one point, and it does this, and the top can do that, but you still always have a fixed point in the sky that never moves. So we in the northern hemisphere, they have Polaris, the northern star, which is literally, I think it's a micro degree off true north, astronomical north.
Right.
Where in the south, we don't have that, the southern hemisphere. We've got a very small constellation that you need to align to, and then you do a little bit of math and you can put it off. And what that means is an object can be tracked the entire night and you won't get blurring. It's very, very hard, and I've only done it a few times successfully. I've got cameras and equipment that does it for me. But I'd need to do that the night before because it takes a while, and I don't want to waste time. But then, I just set it up, and then we'd all sit in here with blackout curtains. I can have it up on one of the TVs,
Nice.
a live view. There's a meteor shower coming, so I want to get
Ooh.
a meteor 360 camera, put it on a roof. And
When's that?
Orinids is end of September, beginning of November is Geminids, which is the best. So we'll probably do it then.
That's exciting.
But being where we are, there's just such good skies around here. And coming into summer, there's just gorgeous things in space. But yeah,
I'm excited.
I still haven't used my new camera. I have a $3,000 Astro camera I haven't used yet because the skies, it's either raining or when it's clear, I'm going to someone's house for dinner and I get home and I just want to go to bed. So, but it takes me a long time to set up the rig. There's just so much shit you got to do. You guys will be very surprised, but I'm very excited to do Astro streams. They'll come eventually.
Yeah, I'm keen for you to start some of that.
Yeah,
Do you have all your Twitch stuff ready to go?
basically.
Would probably be a Stone Block first stream.
Yeah, I'll do a couple of games first so I can get used to streaming and running OBS, and then I still haven't completely figured out how I'm going to do the Astro stuff. If I need a second microphone outside, because there'll be a lot of me running back and forth.
Yeah.
Or whether I just have a webcam that shows me running around the back being a dickhead.
If
I'll figure it out.
Maybe you have a shitty webcam mic.
Yeah.
At the actual.
Just so I can
thing.
shout orders at it.
Yeah.
But at night, you're not going to see me much out there.
Mm.
It'll be me mostly sitting at my desk with the live view, and it's going to be pretty cool. You'll be able to use channel points to pick a target.
Oh, I was just about to ask about channel points.
Mm.
Any other channel point ideas?
Not yet.
Not that.
I want to do observation stuff, and then I want to do actual photography, but they'd have to be different sessions. And also, I know this is getting cocky, but I don't want 20 people to submit 1,000 channel points to get their target when it takes me an hour to do one good photo. So I'd rather do get a few in and then kill that channel point. But then on observation nights, it doesn't really matter.
You can set it to have a certain request be a one-time stream
Yeah,
thing.
that's probably what I'll
or
do.
a two-time stream thing, or etc. I want to be on the Conspiracy Theory podcast. First Stop Aliens.
When are we booking in the Conspiracy Theory podcast?
This is my first time hearing about it, but I'm
I think Brad
kind of
mentioned
all in
it.
for it.
Brad and Mitch talk about conspiracy theories.
I would love to see Brad and Mitch in a room for an hour.
Yeah, and what crazy stuff they'd come up with.
Yeah.
Would they tell worse stories than Brad and I? They don't really have connected stories, so it'd be a lot of personal information.
Well, it'd be a lot of like Mitch realizing who Brad is.
Oh, God.
Brad realizing who Mitch is.
I just love people experiencing Brad.
God. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. Last week was wild. I had a very light sleep that night thinking about all the people I'd offended talking about that. How long we got, Harry?
Well, it's a good thing that's not the most popular one on YouTube.
Yeah, it would be a shame if that was doing the best numbers. God.
Okay, last check. There is the
schedule.
So we'll rebroadcast this tomorrow
Yep.
because we've failed there. Monday is Cheeky Adam, Mitch Tuesday, Brad and Harry Turbo Tuesday Dota with new Dota updates and stuff. Stoneblock, maybe not. Me some Bannerlord. Maybe Stoneblock next week.
Yep.
If it's not this week. Mitch Thursday, Adam Friday, Mitch again Saturday. Mitch is actually starting shortly.
Very nice.
Do you want to start and then we'll raid you? And I hear Mitch is doing every day of September. So it's also September.
Nice.
Did you hear about that?
No.
I think it just means you get discounts on subs.
Cool.
The
Well, it's a
money.
good month for me to start streaming.
Yeah.
Hopefully I hit partner or affiliate, whatever it is quickly.
That'd be mad. And I guess the other thing is there is a Discord.
Get on the Discord.
Get on the Dis.
Get on the Dis.
Okay. I think we'll end it there.
Think we will.
So I look forward to the next time. I'm not sure who's on next week.
Not I.
Not you. Maybe Brad and Lachlan.
Maybe Brad and Lachlan.
Maybe Brad and Lachlan.
That's going to be
great.
terrifying.
Be great. What would they talk about?
Oh, everything and anything. I'm excited to listen to it though.
Yeah. But watch House of the Dragon.
I will watch House of the Dragon so we can talk about that in 2
Yep.
weeks' time.
Sick. I'm gonna watch the second Rings of Power episode tonight. Probably.
Do it. Yeah.
All right.
Peace and love, everyone.
Tally ho.
Have a wonderful week.
A wonderful time.
Love you all.
Good night.
Good night.